because journaling is for yourself. Journaling is for you. Hey guys, I'm Berenger. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're talking all about journaling. In a couple of my past videos, I talked about how journaling has changed the game for me, changed my life, and you guys have been wanting to know my tips, how I journal, all of that. I'm here to share all of that with you. I have some notes. Let's hope I can keep this somewhat organized. Before we get into it, if you guys want to see more content from me, I will share all of my socials down below, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. Grab a coffee, let's sit down and have a little chat. Let's get into everything journaling. Step one to journaling is to get a journal. You can use loose pieces of paper. You don't even need an actual journal. You can use paper, you can use a journal, you can use a little flip notepad. I'll tell you what I use. I use a Jumping Fox boutique journal. As you can tell, these are all Jumping Fox. They have dotted and then they have lined notebooks. This is my notebook I currently use for journaling. It's a olive green notebook. It's my most favorite color ever. It has a little band. It has little tassels so you can keep your place, and it's lined. This is what I like to use for my daily journaling. I'll get into all of that in a minute, but you can get a bound notebook, you can get a spiral notebook, you can use pieces of paper. All you really need to journal is a piece of paper and a writing utensil. So a pen, a pencil. I brought you guys my favorite pens just to show you my most favorite pen of all right now. I get it from Target. It's the U pen, or it's the U Brands Eco pen. I think they make it out of recycled material, but I love how this writes. I love the Pilot G207 and the 05, Lee pen, and the Micron in 01 or 02. But I definitely use my U pen for my daily journaling. Step two is we're gonna start writing, but there's some things to keep in mind. It's not gonna be perfect when you first start. It may feel a little bit uncomfortable because it's new. Might feel silly. It's okay to experiment. It's okay to find what works for you. Don't have your expectations to be 100%. You're gonna be amazing at journaling. You're gonna have an amazing bullet journal. You're gonna be writing 20 pages, because not really realistic. For me, I started writing like that much. Once we have gotten ourselves a little bit mentally ready, we're ready to start writing. There are unlimited ways you can journal. You can journal, there's so many different ways to journal. I'm gonna share with you a couple of ways you can journal, but literally to journaling, there's no rules. My number one way of journaling is reflective journaling. Every night I write down in my notebook a little excerpt about the day. I talk about my challenges, I talk about what's coming up, I talk about my problems, I talk about what happened throughout the day, I talk about my mentality, and this really helps me to work out my problems, to see a bigger picture. It's almost like a little form of therapy for me. I do that every night. I write down the date and the time and my reflection, whether it's about the day or whether it's how I'm feeling about something that's coming up, something that happened in the past. Whatever's on my mind, I write about. I don't do this as often as reflective journaling, but the next form of journaling that I find most effective is scripting. Scripting is where you write out what you want to manifest, your dream life, but you write it out as if it were in the present. So let's say you're trying to manifest your dream job. Let's say you want to be a barista. You would write, I am so excited to be a barista. I am so happy that I have my job as a barista. I love making coffee for all my favorite customers. My favorite drinks to make are, an example for me would be, I'm trying to manifest an apartment. I would say you can already see how excited I get. And this is what helps you. I am so excited that I live in my apartment. I love waking up every morning and making myself coffee. Things like that, things you want to manifest, but write it down as if it were happening now. Get into the mindset of someone who has your dream life, because you can't be in your dream life without that mindset. We could do a whole video on manifesting though if you'd like. Next up is gratitude journaling. This pairs really well with scripting. If you do gratitude journaling and then scripting, manifestation for you. Gratitude journaling is where you journal about what you're thankful for. You focus your attention on what's good, what you have in life, what you're excited about, what you're thankful for, everything. This increases your vibrations. When you show gratitude to the universe, your vibes raise. you have higher vibes because you're focusing on what's good, you're focusing on what you have, you're focusing on what you're thankful for, things that make you happy, things that make you safe, things that make you you. This improves self-esteem. It helps you to be present with what you have instead of always wishing for something else. And this can reduce stress. I know when I gratitude journal, I definitely can feel myself de-stressing. I can feel myself coming to peace, being happy with the life that I have, as well as being excited for the life that'll come. Learn journaling. I do this with books and podcasts. Sometimes I even will write this on my phone. I'll journal on my phone. Journal about what you're learning. It's kind of like taking notes. Maybe you do some reflection on a book you're reading, you write down important things that you're learning, some insights you have. Maybe you're journaling about a podcast, some things that really stuck out to you, how you can apply these things into your life. This helps you remember everything. Hearing something or reading something is one thing, but when you take that information, you put it down on paper, it's a whole new level of absorption for your brain. Your brain really absorbs it and understands it when you write it down. And it also helps you achieve whatever you're trying to achieve by learning this thing. If you're listening to a podcast about finance because you want to save money and you take notes and you write things down, it helps your brain understand more. You have more insight, you have more clarity for yourself. If you're ever feeling stuck on where to start journaling, try looking up prompts for journaling. If you go on Pinterest and you look up journaling prompts, you'll never have to think of another journaling idea in your life. Literally, there are so many prompts on Pinterest or on Google, I'm sure. They have questions, they have little things to get you started. And you just take that prompt and you write. You write what you feel, you write to answer the question, you write your insights. And you can even look up prompts for gratitude, prompts for anxiety, prompts for a better mood. And that can kind of get you in the headspace to journal about those things. Journaling with prompts can be really nice to do with other people. So let's say you have like a little group of people with you, or you make a little group and every day you guys do a little different prompt. That would be cute. And then you guys can all come together and talk about your prompt and what you wrote about. Who wants to start a journaling club with me? Every day we'll have a prompt. Should we do that? Dream journaling. I have been trying to get into this more and more because I have been having vivid dreams and I want to journal more about them. There are so many benefits to journaling your dreams. Just as soon as you get up, that's when your dream is freshest in your mind. You write down what you dreamt about and maybe some insights you had. This gives you insights to your relationships, into concerns that you may have, into the future you may want. This helps you obviously to remember your dreams. The more you write them out, the more likely you are to remember them in the future. Not to mention, it's super fun to look at. It's super fun to see what you dreamt about. Dream journaling can really help with healing, especially if your brain is trying to tell you something, if your body, the universe is trying to tell you something and you're able to decode that on paper while you're awake and conscious. And it can also help with lucid dreaming. People say if you want to start lucid dreaming, which is where you can control your dreams, when you can be the artist of your dreams instead of it just happening to you, you are controlling your dream. The best way to start doing that is to start dream journaling. I haven't gotten to that point though yet. So if you guys have any other tips on lucid dreaming, let me know. Last one I'm going to talk about is a little bit more for the people who don't want to write down a bunch of words, maybe more artistic people who think journaling isn't really for them. You can do mind mapping. Mind mapping is maybe where you start with an idea in the center, a question in the center, an opinion, a concern in the center, and you make little runoffs. So you could have salad, lettuce, tomatoes, or you could have, I want to start working out, home Pilates, running, weightlifting at the gym. There's endless possibilities to mind mapping. This helps when you're trying to plan. Mind mapping is a lot less strict. It's way more free. It's not so structured. You can just go all over the place, do whatever you want. I feel like mind mapping is most helpful when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you have so many ideas in your head that you don't even know like how to start writing. You can just mind map. You can just throw it all, just spill it onto the paper, give it a new home. I love to say that when you have so many thoughts inside of your head, if you're able to take them and give them a new home on a piece of paper and you can go and visit them some other time, it's life-changing. And also mind mapping is great for creativity. So now that we've done our journaling, now that we've done whatever kind of journaling you want to do, you have a choice. You can close it, put it away, never look at it again. That's totally fine. Or you can take it and you can reflect on it. You can even journal about past journal entries. I feel like it's super interesting to look at my journal from from a year ago and see where I was in a totally different headspace. It's crazy to see hard times versus good times, see what headspace you were in, see what headspace you are in now, how things can change so drastically, maybe not so drastically, how some things don't change. Just read it, reflect, take it in, and see how you feel, or don't, or just close it and never look at it again. Just for a little insight about how journaling has changed my life, why I journal, I feel like it's an amazing way to look back at my old self, to see how I've grown. That's my main reason, is I love to see where I was and where I am now. It's great for documenting things, documenting events, documenting times in your life. It helps me to really work out problems. At night when I do my reflective journaling, I can write about my concerns, my problems, struggles I had throughout the day, and while I'm writing them out, I'm often able to work myself through them, maybe see a bigger picture, see that those tiny things that were really bothering me maybe shouldn't have been. Maybe I have a different perspective on them. Journaling makes me feel less alone, makes me feel like I have something to tell my problems to, something to work through my problems. Maybe you have something you feel like you can't tell anyone. You can tell your journal, as long as you hide that little boy somewhere where no one can find it. Journaling is for yourself. Journaling is for you. It helps with self-awareness. It helps me write out things and realize maybe I'm at fault. Maybe I need to change something. Maybe I'm doing great. Maybe I need to do more of this. This has definitely changed my life for the better. I love it. I recommend you try journaling. If you try it and you don't like it, you don't have to keep doing it. You can try one way, maybe it doesn't work for you. You can experiment, try a different way, but you never know until you try. But I think that's all I have for you guys on journaling. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it brought some tips for you to start journaling, start your journaling journey. If you guys have any journaling tips or things you like to journal about, leave them down in the comments. If you like this video, leave it a like, subscribe to see more from me. I'll link all my socials down below, so if you want to see more from me. I hope to see you guys in the next one. I'm sending you all of my good energy, and peace out. Not gonna lie guys, I feel magical with my curls today.